What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be breaking down a little story time. I'm going to be breaking down every single car that I've owned, why I sold it, the reliability, and if I were to get it again. So let's go. Okay, so my first car I've owned was a 2006 Honda Civic. I'm going to see if I can find a photo of every single car, but that's the first car I owned. It was a 2006 Honda Civic, and it was silver. I bought it for like 4K, so I'll tell you guys the story right now. Okay, so the story behind the Civic is we were literally on our way home, and we just saw it. We just saw it parked, outside of someone's house. It was a 2006 Honda Civic silver with some black, like, cheap rims with like silver polish or silver rim. So bought the car. I only had $2,000 at that time because I was like barely working and I was still 17. So I put $2,000 down. My brother put the other $2,000 down, and then I was just paying a monthly until I paid him in full. So that was my first car, 2006 Honda Civic, and it was a 5-speed. Fun fact, all my cars have been manual. I've never owned an automatic. I've had 4 cars, and all of them have been manual. And I kind of want an auto next. So, but yeah, that was my first car, and then I was driving like without a license for like a year. So yeah, and that's the car I learned how to drive manual too. It was my first car. I bought it without even knowing how to drive manual, and that's the car I learned how to drive manual. So that's a cool little story behind the Honda Civic. Okay, my second car was a 2008 BMW 2008 BMW 328i. That car was also, that one was a 6-speed manual, and the cool thing, I think that one had like 120,000 miles, I think. And then the fun fact with that one is pretty cool. So I think I only had the car for like 2 months, and then I sold it. But when I got that car, I used to work at a dealership, and the dealership got it in. I think they probably bought it for like, I don't know, like 1,500. You know how dealerships are. So I think they bought it for like 1,500, and then I saw it, and then I wanted to get it, and then I was like, oh, depending on what the price is, I'll think about getting it. And they told me the price, so bought that car for $3,000, sold it for $7,000, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 4K in our pocket. And then the person that sold it to me was like, oh, like, how's the BMW? Like, is it good? And I was like, oh yeah, like, I already sold it. And then they're like, you sold it? And then they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, how much? I was like, oh, 7K. And then the dealership got mad at me because, I kind of, what would you call it? I kind of like bought a cheap car and sold it for more when they could have done that. So they kind of lost money. So then I got in trouble, and then they didn't sell me a car after that. So yeah, that's the story behind the second car, the BMW 328i. The third car I've owned was a 2006 Nissan 350Z. You guys have probably, if you guys are OGs and you guys scroll all the way down to my YouTube, you guys will probably see it on there. So that was the third car I've owned, 2006 Nissan 350Z DE. It was a DE though. And the mistake I did with that car is when I sold the BMW, I didn't have a car for like a year. So it was like, oh my God, like I was just so urgent to get a car that I just bought it. I was like, okay, you know what, whatever, like I just want a car, which was the biggest mistake I've done. I bought the car with like 150 something thousand miles. I had a bunch of miles already. That whole year I was just so freaking miserable because the car was just giving me so many problems. The AC didn't work. It overheated, I think, like once, which scarred me for life. That's why I'm always checking my temperatures on every single car, because that car just freaking messed me up so bad. So I was on the way to the mall, and I didn't really want to drive that car that far because I already knew like it wasn't reliable. I was like right here, and then maybe like 20 feet, literally just smoke started coming out, and then I had to turn the car off, pop the hood, a bunch of smoke. There was coolant everywhere. And I had to push the car, and then maybe like 5 minutes later I called my dad. I was like, oh, like this happened to my car, can you come like pick me up? Or I called my brother first to see if he could like pull the car, because we had a Suburban at that time, see if we could pull the car home because I didn't want to get it towed. And then he wasn't available, so I called my dad, and then he came with like a clamp or something just to keep it temporarily till the next day till we got it fixed. And then he came, helped me, took it back to the car the next day, got a clamp from AutoZone, fixed it. After that, I sold it, and the next day, the owner was coming from like San Diego or something. The guy that bought it, he was coming from San Diego. He sent me a picture of just like in the parking lot with coolant all over the freaking ground. And then he's like, you sold me a like a piece of crap." And then I was like, "Oh, like I didn't know, like I didn't know that was gonna happen." So I was like, "Oh, my bad, like I didn't know that was gonna happen." And then, but I didn't know. I just wanted to get rid of the car. That's the car that I learned my lesson on, just to take your time to finding a car, because I bought a car so like quick that all of that happened, and it was just not worth it. And the modifications I did to that car was the front lip, clear, the fog lights, whatever, steering wheel, Mishimoto shift knob, and then a Megan Racing exhaust. So that's literally what I did to the car. I got down pipes, so I just never put them on it because I wanted to get a tune. But that's pretty much it. I only had the car for like less than a year. I'm in the market for a 370Z Nismo though. That was a car I originally wanted, and I went to go look at one, but I didn't get it at that time, which I kind of regret. It was a red one. I think it was like the red maroon, and that thing was so freaking sick. I'm still in the market for a red 370 Nismo, so let me know, because it's like a 2013 to the 2016, like that body style is the one I like. And my fourth car is obviously this one that I have right now. This is the longest car I've owned. It was 3 years in July, and it's been nothing but reliable, so I freaking love this car. And that's currently where I'm sitting right now. I've owned four cars. They have all been manual. Reliability, Civic was reliable. I like that one. BMW, that one was reliable too, but towards the end it started giving me issues. But that's probably because I was beating the crap out of it, and it had a lot of miles already. So that one, I like that one. 350, hell no, not getting a 350 that has a high mileage ever again. That's my story with the last four cars that I've owned. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know how your guys' cars are. If they're reliable, if they're not, would you get it again? Would you not? So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, comment below, and subscribe to the video. See you guys next time. Peace out. Honda Civic. It was a 2006 Honda Civic. Oh my freaking god. Why is it so hard to help me? The first car, the 2006 Honda Civic. Oh my god. So I bought it for 4K, sold it for 2K, made $2,000 profit. They sold it really cheap because it had a lot of mileage.